The specter of a World Cup boycott, specifically targeting the 2026 tournament co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico, has moved from the fringes of hypothetical discussion to a legitimate, albeit alarming, consideration within football's highest echelons. This potential boycott, fueled by concerns surrounding the potential actions and policies of Donald Trump, particularly regarding the hypothetical annexation of Greenland, represents a confluence of geopolitics, sport, and ethical responsibility. It necessitates a thorough analysis of its plausibility, potential impact, and the historical and contextual factors contributing to its emergence. The primary driver behind this nascent boycott movement is the apprehension surrounding the direction of U.S. foreign policy under a potential second Trump administration. The suggestion, however far-fetched it may appear, that the U.S. could pursue annexation of Greenland taps into deeper anxieties about the erosion of international norms, territorial integrity, and the potential for unilateral action that disregards established diplomatic processes. Football, with its global reach and inherent reliance on international cooperation, finds itself directly implicated in these concerns. A country perceived as destabilizing the international order risks alienating key stakeholders within the sport, making participation in a flagship event like the World Cup increasingly untenable for some nations. Historically, sport has served as both a tool for diplomacy and a platform for protest. Boycotts, while controversial, are not without precedent in the context of international sporting events. The most prominent example is the widespread boycott of the 1980 Moscow Olympics, led by the United States, in response to the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Similarly, the sporting boycott of South Africa during the apartheid era demonstrated the power of international pressure to isolate a nation based on its discriminatory policies. These historical examples provide a framework for understanding the potential motivations and mechanisms behind a World Cup boycott, even if the specific circumstances differ significantly. The context of FIFA, the governing body of world football, is also crucial. FIFA has long been criticized for its perceived lack of accountability, susceptibility to corruption, and willingness to award major tournaments to countries with questionable human rights records. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar, mired in controversy over labor practices and LGBTQ+ rights, serves as a stark reminder of the ethical dilemmas facing the organization. Against this backdrop, the prospect of a Trump-related boycott places additional pressure on FIFA to demonstrate its commitment to ethical governance and international cooperation. The potential consequences of a World Cup boycott are far-reaching. For the United States, it would represent a significant blow to its international reputation and undermine the economic benefits associated with hosting such a prestigious event. For FIFA, it could trigger a crisis of legitimacy and exacerbate existing concerns about its governance. And for participating nations, the decision to boycott would involve weighing the potential political and moral benefits against the sporting and financial implications. In conclusion, while the prospect of a widespread World Cup boycott triggered by concerns over U.S. foreign policy remains hypothetical, its emergence as a serious topic of discussion underscores the profound impact of geopolitics on the world of sport. The potential for such a boycott serves as a stark warning to FIFA and the broader international community about the importance of ethical governance, international cooperation, and the need to address concerns about the erosion of international norms. Whether this hypothetical scenario becomes a reality will depend on a complex interplay of political factors, FIFA's response, and the willingness of individual nations to take a stand. However, the mere possibility of such a boycott highlights the increasingly intertwined nature of sport, politics, and global responsibility.